Hey guys, how's it going? Welcome back to another soccer game review. So in this video, I'm going to be reviewing the game against the US Women's National Team and Jamaica. So this is the second game in the summer series, and yeah, I was looking forward to this game. Yesterday, I was really wiped out and tired, so seeing this game, or looking forward to this game, and seeing how it turned out, how it turned out amazingly, actually lifted my spirits up. But yeah, let's get into the game. So if it looks too dark in my room, I'm probably just going to have the lineup throughout the whole video. So yeah, let's look at the lineup. So we have Adriana Franch as the goalkeeper, and so this was actually a very interesting lineup because I was like, this is gonna be fun. Anything can happen in regards to this particular lineup. So once again, we have a 4-3-3. So for defenders, we have Crystal Dunn, Tierna Davidson, Abby Dalkemper, and Emily Sonnet. For midfield, we have Katarina Macario, Lindsay Horan, Rose Lavelle. For forwards, we have Kristen Press, my personal favorite, Carly Lloyd, and Margaret Pierce. So yeah, like I said, this is a lineup where anything could happen. Like, I was really looking forward to seeing how this team was going to play. I also had a feeling we were gonna see more goals, or we were gonna score early because we had Carly Lloyd, and I kind of knew we were going to score in the first half. I didn't think it was going to be 17 or 18 seconds into the game. Like, in the first minute, Carly Lloyd scores. Well, which is awesome. It's great that Carly Lloyd scored that awesome goal, mainly because it kind of solidified the fact that, yes, she may actually be on the roster heading to the Olympics. And I'm going to talk more about the Olympic roster. Like, I'm still trying to pick out like what players I would personally pick for the Olympics, but I'm going to wait till after the game against Nigeria on Wednesday. Okay, so let me pull up my notes. Alright, so the first half. Man, the first half was exciting. That was a very explosive start to, this entire game. So as I said, Carly Lloyd scores that early goal in the first 18 seconds, in the first minute of the game. So the US is up by 1. The play leading up to Carly Lloyd's goal was really cool, or really neat. I love the patience and like waiting for the right moment. Like, seeing that early on was a good thing. This was like a big change from what was going on in the Portugal game. Seeing this game against Jamaica, yeah, it really felt like the US Women's National Team. Like how they would normally play, like fast pace, like very quick, getting those early goals. And I was like, the first 22 minutes of this game, of this first half, there were 3 goals. The second goal was scored in the 7th minute, which was from a penalty kick by Lindsay Horan after Kristen Press got fouled in the penalty box. So yeah, Horan took the penalty kick and she got it. So we're up by 2. And then, yeah, like I said, this US team is looking great so far in this first half. They're very fast paced, holding the ball, waiting for the right moment, being patient, and maintaining like a very strong possession. Like, I would say the US is kind of known for maintaining a very strong possession when it comes to when it comes to their games. So Perth scores a goal, the third goal in the 22nd minute with an assist from, I think it was Kristen Press. So we're up by 3. And then something happened with Rose Lavelle. I think they said she may have hurt her ankle, but she may have like fallen weird. I don't want to say she twisted her ankle, but something happened, and Rose Lavelle had to come off the field, and then so she was kind of subbed out for Sammy Mewis, which is perfectly fine because Sammy Mewis, as we saw in the game against Portugal, Sammy Mewis is a really good midfielder. So no problems there. And I did note, like, this has nothing to do with the US team, but I did note that Jamaica's goalkeeper blocks a shot with her face from a ball, courtesy of Carly Lloyd. Yeah, I just wanted to note how painful that is to actually block a soccer ball with your face, like square on, from Carly Lloyd. Personally, I wouldn't want to experience that, but moving on. Yeah, so I didn't really take that many notes because I was so into the game. Like, this was a game that I really enjoyed watching more than like taking notes on the players. I did take a little bit more notes in the second half, but my summary for the first half was, yeah, I'm liking the US in this first half. It's great to see those cohesive plays, the players being patient. Something that I really like, and something that the US is kind of known for, is when they lose possession, they're very quick to get it back. So I kind of saw a lot of that going on. Like, if Jamaica had the ball, 2 US players would be on them and they would get it back very quickly, or they would try to get it back as quick as possible. So yeah, I noted that I like how they were playing in this game compared to the Portugal game. Honestly, I don't know what changed between the end of the Portugal game leading up to this game against Jamaica, but I like it, and I hope to see more of this play style from the US. Okay. Now we move into the second half, where things are kind of dialed back a little bit, but it was still nice to watch. Especially, it was interesting to watch the new subs coming in. So Crystal Dunn, Carly Lloyd, and Macario are out. Alex Morgan, Christy Mewis, and Lynn Williams come in. Something that I wasn't really paying attention to in the Portugal game was the defense. And I think the defense, because Jamaica was, moving the ball quickly to the US end and able to, because the Jamaica was, making it to the US side, we saw more action from the defense, especially when it came to Emily Sonnet. I would have to say for this game, Emily Sonnet stood out to me the most, mainly because she was getting like a lot of action in this game. Like, I feel like out of all the defenders, she seemed to be getting a lot of action in regards to this game. She had some great blocks, great tackles. So yeah, when it came to picking like a standout player for this team or for this game, I kind of went with Emily Sonnet. So something that I noticed, because once again, the momentum of the second half kind of slowed down. The reason why I think it slowed down was because the US is already up by 3, and so they're going to maintain that possession. They're not going to risk, like, I guess you could say, losing the ball, or they're not going to risk giving up their lead. So they're kind of like holding back, they're kind of pulling back, and they're still making plays. Like, yeah, they're still making some plays, but they're holding back just a little bit because they want to maintain that 3-0 lead. But yeah, going back to what I was saying, what I wanted to say earlier was, I noticed, especially in the game against Portugal and a little bit into this game, the US got like a lot of opportunities for corner kicks. But the problem was, I feel like that's something they need to work on because they're not really converting those points for the corner kicks. Corner kicks are good opportunities for scoring points. And back when I was watching the US women's national team, when Abby Wambach was still on the team, we were getting those corner kicks. We were getting points off of those corner kicks. Not every single one, but yeah, we were getting points off of the corner kicks. And that is something that I think the US is needing to work on just a little bit more. So, okay. So going back to the game, Sophia Smith comes in for Kristen Press. And yeah, as I said, the momentum in this game kind of slowed down like a little bit. They were still, like I said, despite it slowing down, they were still making plays. This wasn't really an issue for me, even though some of the announcers were like, it did get a little bit boring. But they were maintaining this comfortable lead, which is something, you know, they would probably do in an actual game in the Olympics or in the World Cup. Playing it safe, being a little bit more careful when making plays because they don't want to give up that lead. So, Lindsey Horan, I think this is the 6th substitution. Yeah, Lindsey Horan is out and then Andi Sullivan comes in. That was I thought Lindsey Horan had a pretty good game throughout this whole thing. I thought Lindsey Horan did pretty well in Julie Ertz's spot. I'm kind of interested to see like how Andi Sullivan is going to play. I'm kind of thinking for the game against Nigeria, she's going to be Andi Sullivan may actually be in the starting 11 for that game. I'm not sure, but that would be cool to see, like, get more Andi Sullivan and see how both Lindsey Horan and Andi Sullivan do in Julie Ertz's position. And I'm going to be talking about that a little bit later. So, Alex Morgan finally gets her goal in the 91st minute with an assist by one of the Miwa sisters. I think it could have been Christy, may have been Sam. But yeah, either way, Alex Morgan gets her goal. And so the US is up by 4-0, and the game is over. So yeah, overall, this was a better US performance than against Portugal. Like I said, I don't know what changed, but I liked it. This first half was very fast-paced, like a very quick momentum to the first half, especially with that Carly Lloyd goal in the first minute. And yeah, the US loves getting those early goals, puts a lot of pressure on the opposing team, and it also builds like the morale or momentum for the US team. So yeah, in the second half things slowed down a lot, but they were still getting some pretty great plays in the second half. But like I said, I didn't really see anything wrong with things slowing down in the second half because they were trying to maintain that 3-0 lead. Okay, some other things to note, because I did say I was going to talk a little bit about Julie Ertz. So, yeah, Julie Ertz, they're still watching her. They're still trying to make sure. It's still unknown, it sounds like, if she is going to be able to make it in time for the Olympic camp. So, but I am somewhat confident in Lindsey Horan being in Julie Ertz's spot. I would like to see Andi Sullivan a little bit more and see how she does in that spot for not like probably for like 70 minutes. So yeah, that would be an interesting player to watch, like both Lindsay and Andy. Another thing to note is that Tobin Heath, she has been training with the U.S. team. Like I heard one of the announcers say that Tobin Heath has been training with the team. She's still not on the rosters in the she's still not set up to play in the friendlies, but she is playing and training with the team, which to me it sounds like a good sign. It sounds like if she is starting to get back with her team and starting to get back into the training, she could be up to 80 or 90% ready in time for the Olympics. So that would be cool. Hey guys, so I'm back again. I had to cut the video off a little. I had to cut off the video. I had to go and do something, but yeah, let's see, where was I? Oh, okay. I think I was talking about Tobin Heath. But yeah, as I said, I think Tobin Heath is recovering pretty well. And if she is, playing with the team again, then yeah, we could see her on the Olympic roster. Yeah, speaking of the Olympic roster, no one is really sure who Vlatko is going to pick. I wouldn't be surprised if he does end up leaving off some of the veteran players, like, who knows, Megan Rapinoe or Becky Sauerbrunn. Like, I honestly don't know who he's going to pick. It's like, I wouldn't be surprised if he does end up leaving off some of the veteran players. We kind of saw that happen with Ali Krieger and Ashlyn Harris. Like, both of them were left out of this training camp. I was still kind of confused about like leaving off Ashlyn Harris, but I don't know. He's the coach, he's the manager. He kind of has the final say in who's going to go and who isn't going to go. The same could be said with Tobin Heath. Even if she is training with the U.S. team, it may not be. He may decide to leave her off in the end. So, as a lot of the announcers have been saying, these girls are fighting for a spot to be on this Olympic team. I can only imagine how intense this must be, because it's hard to say who is going to be going to the Olympics. Like, I kind of think Carly Lloyd has already secured her spot, but who knows? Anyway, that's going to be something that is going to be interesting to see. And anyway, after the Nigeria game, I'm going to probably post, or I'm probably going to talk about the 18 players that I would pick personally for the Olympics. Anyway, that is all I have for you guys today, and I'll see you all in the next one. Later.